Home ownership. One of the biggest decisions, one of the biggest investments you'll make as an adult if you venture on and purchase your own home. Like everything in life, there are pros and cons. Recently in my life, since I've sold my home 3 years ago, a lot of my videos have been based on the negatives of having a home. And this video will be the same thing. But I will be fair, is depending on who you are and your circumstance, home ownership can have some benefit. But in the 15 years of me owning a home, I want to share with you the 3 things that still, after not owning a home for the past 3 years, I still think about. 3 things that I still hate about home ownership. Number one is, as soon as you buy a home, you have to furnish it. Furniture. I hate furniture. I hate the fact that as soon as you acquire a house, you get a loan or you don't get a loan, you go through the closing process, you negotiate everything, you get the inspections, several months go by, you get the keys to the house, you go to the house, and you open it up, and you have a bunch of rooms that need to be furnished. Many of those rooms, I would say anywhere between 50 to 70% of the house, the furniture will never be used. But there's a need to purchase the furniture. There's a need to get a couch, end tables, little ornaments for the bathroom, just a bunch of stuff. Purchasing furniture, after all the headaches you just went through to purchase a house, it still kind of resonates badly in my soul. So that's number one. The number two thing I still kind of hate about home ownership is the useless or wasteful miscellaneous bills. Example, the home insurance that you pay. Whether it's flood insurance, hazard insurance, hurricane insurance, insurance through your HOA, insurance to protect your central air and central heating, insurance to protect your water heater. There's many ways your greatest investment can become your greatest liability. And to protect you from a severe one-time charge due to the fact that one of your components in your house fails or an extreme storm destroys your house, many times you have to have home insurance if you have a mortgage or different circumstances like that, or if the HOA mandates it, depending on if you have an HOA. But again, even if you own your house outright, you're in no HOA, you may get a $10,000 central air conditioning, and you have to make a decision. Do you need to get insurance if it fails within the next 10 years? Because that's a big one-time fee. So miscellaneous bills, whether it's insurance, of course property taxes, of course HOA, and even utility bills. Now I know if you rent, you'll still have utility bills, but there's something to be said for the miscellaneous bills that keep piling up years and years till infinity when you own a home. The number 3 thing that still kind of resonates in my soul in a bad way is the fact that a home ownership can mean loneliness. What does that mean? That means you go in a home and you open a door and, let's say the average home in America is, maybe 1,200 to 1,500 square feet, which is too much, but let's just say it is. You see this empty space, and there's a human need in the psychological mind to fill it with not just stuff, not just furniture, but with people. And it makes you more lonely. I think owning a home makes you more lonely because there's something, again, psychological that we want to fill the void. And we're making a void when we have all this empty space. So, like, I remember being in my 20s, maybe at that time I was in a different season of my life. But I would come home, I would see an empty house, and I'd want to fill it with people. I'd want to be in a relationship just to fill the house. Or you want to get a dog, or you want to do something just because you don't want to be alone in the house. Your home becomes a lonely place. And even having get-togethers, entertaining. Now, some people like entertaining, and there may be a season of life for that even I enjoyed it, but entertaining is a hassle. That means after working all week or whatever you do, on the weekend, you have to basically be a wedding planner. You have to go get food, you have to clean your house, you have to kind of organize a bunch of people to what time we're going to get together, and they really don't want to come because they got their own life. And so, it's like, what are you doing? You're trying to fill the void of, this house is an empty shell. I need to fill it with not just furniture, but with people. And you almost force a relationship. And that's a negative thing. So, what have I learned? Have I learned that home ownership is always negative? No, but there's a lot of pitfalls. I mean, I know as I make this video, I'm in my car, live in my car, and the sun is giving it, that's a little bit of a negative, but I'll take that over buying furniture, miscellaneous insurances, and entertaining people or feeling lonely in a big empty house. Now, I do think it's wisdom, because I know I'm extreme, if maybe you can find balance in a small 500 square foot house or less if you are a single person or empty nester. But it's very hard to find small, cute homes that are in good areas, because most municipalities mandate by law that a home is at minimum 1,000 square foot these days, minimum. And thus, the bigger the square footage, the bigger the property the more expensive the property taxes, the higher the insurance. It all correlates. It's all connected. And the bigger the house, the more furniture. And again, the bigger the house, the more lonely. And it's just orbiting. This whole series of expenses and patterns are orbiting around a more negative life, in my opinion. And these are the things I hate. Can you very consciously and intentionally buy a house that fits your needs, not too big and efficient? Yeah, you could. There's no way to get around life. So again, I got to be a little bit fair that home ownership does have some value. You build equity over time. You got to live somewhere. Living on the road's not for everyone. Having a home base has some value, but you got to be very, very careful. You have to really calculate the cost. I really think about that scripture as I get older. It has nothing to do with religion. But in a religious scripture, Jesus was quoted on, before you do anything in life, count the cost. And he gave the parable that if a builder started building a home, but he didn't calculate the full cost and he couldn't finish, he would be very foolish. And in life, you have to count the cost of not just purchasing the home, but the closing cost, okay? But buying the furniture, but the homeowner insurance, the utility bills, the repairs on your HVAC system, the entertainment cost, anything associated with home ownership. Count the cost before you venture in to the biggest decision of your life. One of the biggest decisions. So, do I still hate home ownership? To a big extent, yes. Could I ever see myself owning a home again? Only if it was an RV lot or a very tiny home. That'd be it. But it'd have to be the right opportunity. As I get older, I see more value for that. But I really do think for the young, physically able, mentally able people that can live a nomadic life, it's a good thing. Not for everyone. But I think for most people, the answer is keep it simple when you buy a house, if you buy a house. Watch the square footage. Square footage is your ultimate guideline to purchasing right. Square footage and location. One person in a house doesn't need more than 250 square feet. So if you had a household of 4 people, a wife, a husband, and 2 kids, you don't need more than 1,000 square feet. So take the number of people in the house and times it times 250 square feet. And if you're one person, you don't need more than 250. If you're 2 people, no more than 500 square feet. And try to go in a good location. Bad neighborhoods, they can be redeveloped, and there's some exceptions. But, if you're going to own something, if you're going to take that big commitment, then commit to a nice area where other people have committed to a nice area too. Because when you buy in a crappy area, other people have committed to a bad area. There's a different mindset, in my opinion. In my opinion. So hopefully my videos help you. They get you thinking some way. Again, excuse the sunlight exposure, but I'm just here early morning making this video like I do every day on this channel. I make daily vlogs. I also go live daily. I want to thank all my members. I appreciate you. If you'd like to be a member, click that blue join button. That will get you unlimited access to my live feeds that I do every day, God willing. Get you a custom badge, custom emojis, and I appreciate you guys, all right? Click that thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day.